Cadre. It's Friday. We made it. It's the end of the week. Getting ready to go into work. I got a message. Usually on Fridays I have to be in at 6 a.m. That meeting was canceled. So last night I was having a hard time deciding what I was going to use. So this morning I kind of just woke up and grabbed some things, and I figured, hey, let's turn it into a video. Might as well. So I was going to do a review, but then I quickly checked some of the reviews that are already up on this brand, and I opted that I'm not going to, because I pretty much agree with everything that has been said in those reviews, with just a couple of minor tweaks. So I didn't feel like it was necessary to go through a whole rating system. So basically what you guys see is, it's going to be that my opinion is very closely mirrored to those guys. But what I'm going to review today is not review, sorry, I totally screwed it up. What I'm going to be using today is Wild West Shaving Wichita. Chris H, CMH737 sent this to me. It was a soap that he didn't really care for the scent. What I will say is an update to this, since I've last purchased some of these, the labels were not waterproof. Fingers wet, running around, they're waterproof now. So kudos to the owner of Wild West Shaving for following up and, making changes to his, he didn't change the size, but I'm at the point now where that doesn't really bother me anymore. But I'm glad that the labels are waterproof, because when it comes to size, what I do is I take this little scooper thing and I just slide it around the edge. I get more soap than I need, but I don't care. At the end of the day, soap is cheap. I don't care if I use too much, and I don't care if a little bit goes down the drain at the end. It's not a big deal to me. Some people find it wasteful. I don't. It's soap. I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over it. So anyways, Chris didn't like the scent on this one. He didn't complain about the performance, but he didn't like the scent. And he sent it to me, which is awesome. It's one that I was eyeing, and I think that's great. So Wichita, according to the back, is scents of bay rum, vetiver, wood smoke, coffee, and rose. Two scents that worry me whenever I read a soap, and that's the reason why I didn't pick it up, is bay rum and wood smoke. I'm very picky on my bay rums. I do not like it when they're sweet at all. When they are overly sweet, I do not like them. And there's so many different variations to bay rum, just like there is sandalwood, for example. Vetiver, I love vetivers, and I like the green vetivers, I like the dark vetivers. I love the whole spectrum of vetivers, so not a problem there. Wood smoke, I was nervous about that. I don't want to walk around smelling like a campfire. Texas on Fire from Sterling, not a fan. Coffee, I'm a huge coffee drinker. Coffee is one of the best smells out there. No worries there. Woo! Don't throw it. And then rose. I am a rose fan. So off the tub, what I like about Wild West is they usually, the scents are pretty straightforward and easy to find. This is the first one where I'm like, okay, what do we got playing here? The vetiver to me is there. It's blended with the wood smoke well. I get a tiny hint of bay rum. You can tell coffee's there, but I don't get any rose. So maybe rose is kind of like an underplayer that's helping piece it all together. Regardless, I dig this scent. So I'm really looking forward to this shave. When it comes to razor, I wasn't sure what I was going to use. All I do know is that I grabbed a Persona blade, a lab blue, and what I've opted to use, at least what I just grabbed, is the Future clone, the Q Shave. So this is a clone off of the Mercure Future. I think this razor was a steal. I got in on the craze on this when they were going for like $5 or something crazy like that with shipping. So it was a no-brainer for me to give it a go. I tend to set mine at about 3, which is actually pretty aggressive, but I like aggressive DEs. So I'm going to rub the bloom water on my face. Get that going. Lost a little bit of the soap floating around. That's okay. I'm going to pause you real quick. Okay, so bloom water's been rubbed in. I just kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit. If you can see this, I kept some bloom water in there. You can't really see that. It's obviously down here, but you guys can see. I put a healthy amount in when I scrape. I saw Nurse Dave, he's a scraper, which I think is a fine way to lather. I don't have a problem with that. I do it as well, probably only about 20%, but I scrape more, clearly. So what I'm going to use today is a brush I haven't used on camera yet. It is my Wolf Whiskers. I love this brush. And if you guys haven't gone through the process of creating a Wolf Whiskers brush with him, I recommend getting on the wait list and doing it. You know, at least just be on the wait list and wait till you come up. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun process, and I enjoyed it. I chose an Envy silver tip type thing or something. So I'm one of those guys who prefers like floppy brushes, even to face lather, which some guys find weird. I don't need a lot of scrub or anything like that, or exfoliation. I figure I just did that in the shower. So I kept more bloom water in this. I usually don't. I usually like to add water for my lathering, but you guys can see it's coming together nicely. So, as I was putting together yesterday, I wanted to talk a little bit about PIFs. If you guys look around on our website, in our PIFs and giveaway area, there is a lot of PIFs going on, which is twofold. One, it shows how great this community is as a whole, and two, it just shows how generous the TSC is, right? I mean, there's no people trying to, adding just a little bit of water, folks, trying to take advantage or anything along those lines. It's just that it's a giving community, which is awesome. What I love about piffing, though, I was putting together the box that I'm sending off to KJ since he won the 4th of July contest. And over the last few days, I've been kind of going through some things and grabbing some samples and some full-size pucks, you know, that I've had on my Excel spreadsheet as written down as would be a great piff opportunity. So we're good. The lather's fantastic. Let's show you guys. So anyways, that's good stuff. So I putting them all in there, and I'm like, I remember there's some soaps where, you know, KJ's like, I'm not really that big of a fan, but I still sent them to him, and the reason is because, and I hope he watches this, one of the brands that I put in there, it's some newer stuff, and I know it's not their standard formula. It's like special release. So I'm hoping that he uses it and gives it a shot, and, you know, can report back and say, no, it's still not doing it for me, or, yeah, you know, I get it, you know, this soap base is good. So, and they're sent because the scent wasn't exactly to my liking or something along those lines. I usually, if a soap is really bad performance-wise, I try not to send those to people unless, like, I say, like, oh, this was a miss, and somebody's like, really? I love that brand. And I'll be like, do you want it? But usually I don't send those because I don't think it's fair. If I find it to be so bad, I shouldn't send it to somebody. So, but anyways, what's great about this community and piffing, and I'm not talking about just TSC specific, because I've seen this across the whole wet shading community that I've been a part of now for over 4 years. When a piff is sent and the person receives it, I would say 95% of the time, because I have seen where it didn't work, but if the recipient doesn't like it, they repiff it. It's fantastic. They don't take it as an opportunity of like, oh, well, you sent it to me, it's 100% mine now, I'm just going to turn around and sell this for profit. I've seen that happen. I know it's a risk when it happens. I hate it when it happens. But I know KJ. If he doesn't like something, I can guarantee you it'll be repiffed. And that's the way it should be. And that's my ask. I mean, granted, I mean, yes, you're right. Those of you that are like, no, I can sell it if I want to. But you guys are right. Technically, once we give it away, it is yours, and it's you have the choice to do with it as you see fit. That is 100% accurate. I would just ask that, you know, you consider if you win a piff and there's something in it you don't like, that you just consider repiffing it. So that's my qualm on piffs. I know some guys don't enter them, you know, for different reasons, and that's fine. Oh my goodness, look at... No, not there. Where is it? See? I didn't even feel that. I got nicked. Wow. That's one thing about this razor, guys. It's practically a straight razor on a handle. So, alright, so first pass was good. This one might need to be stopped before I continue. Well, maybe not. It's not that bad, actually. It's a slice. Holy cow. There will be blood. Alright, I'm going to pause, rinse, maybe touch that up. But I'll come back for the second pass because there's more I want to talk about. So I'm just going to let it bleed. This is also a prime example of why, and I know people clean them. You can sanitize them. You will never see me piff a brush unless it's new. You will never see me enter a piff for a brush. Everybody's got their own little quirk about them. That's mine. Some people don't want to use soap. That one doesn't bother me. These brushes bother me. It's because blood happens. I had what I felt like was perfect technique on that pass, and I have no idea how to cut myself. So I think it's because I literally used a straight razor on a stick. The bleeding is slow, so I'm not too concerned about it. We'll see what happens here. So, anyways, piffs. That's my thing about piffs, guys. If you win one, you end up not liking something in it, repiff it. Repay it forward. That's my ask. So, I think most people agree with that. Because like I said, I've only seen a few instances where it's worked differently. Yeah, I'm doing 3 passes today. So usually when I do a third pass, I throw the across the grain, into before my against the grain. So you guys are seeing the way I do my across the grain. It's a little bit different than some people, but I find that it's the most effective way for me to make it valuable. So I go from center of face to the ear. So, having a rough day. That one didn't feel good. This is a razor I shouldn't be talking with. Oh well. Alright. Pause you, rinse. Be right back. Okay, gonna get ready for the third pass. So, that's still some great lather. This is good soap, guys. If you guys haven't tried it, and you've heard qualms because, like, the common complaints were, the labels aren't waterproof. He fixed that. I showed you guys that at the beginning of the video. The second most common complaint has been, oh, the size of the container is horrible. There was some talk even in there about, like, you know, the size of the container in regards to Lisa's soap and stuff like that. I am of the opinion it doesn't really matter, because some soaps just scrape a little scoop out. Put it in a bowl. You can still face lather that way. And to be honest with you, in some regards, it's easier and better. And I get it, you know, but I'm not going to try and scrape soap like off of Mitchell's Wolf Ad or something like that. To do that, that needs to be loaded off the puck. So, you guys have any plans this weekend? What's going on? You guys, we're still extremely hot, and we're not cooling down at night. The temperature is like 82 right now. I mean, it's not even 6 a.m. I'm recording this. So, it's crazy. I think today's shave, I wasn't the most gentle. I can feel a tiny bit of irritation, and it's not the soap's fault, it's completely my fault. I think I approached some spots with a bad angle. I got that nick. I think I'm gonna have to use the alum block. I hate alum too. I don't hate it. I shouldn't have said it like that. It's just not a favorite of mine. It's a good shave. I feel like there was something maybe potentially wrong with this blade. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've never had this happen before. I don't know if you guys can see this. But, oh, try and let it focus. I don't think it's going to focus, but I can completely see right here where my finger is pointing. There is like a dip in the blade edge. I wonder if that's what caused the bad shave. Probably. Ooh, maybe it wasn't all technique, but I feel like I got beat up a little bit in that shave. It's going straight in there. I'm done with that blade. I ain't risking it. I've never gotten a bad Persona blade before like that. But like literally, like here's the edge, and it was like, whoop, and then came back up. It was like a little dip, like a little valley in it. It was weird. Okay, I'm gonna rinse real quick, and then I'm gonna put some alum block on. I'll go camera for that, but 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna do a little tease here. KJ, I did send you a Wild West shaving company. FYI, the label on that one is not one of the waterproof ones, so don't stick the whole thing in water. It's one of the ones before they were waterproof, but the soap is still great performing. So I have my Razor Rock alum block. I'm gonna have to use it. This was not a good shave. Not the soap's fault, not the brush's fault. I think you guys saw the lather was good. There was something wrong with that blade. I've never had that happen before with any blade. That was so weird to see that. But I am irritated. Oh, I hate alum. It is a sting that I do not like. But I have irritation, and it is there. Yeah, see, I even got a nick on this side, too. And I felt it, if you guys remember, during the past, like, ooh. I think it was. Yeah, I'm gonna let that dry. So we talked about PIFs, we talked about that. The weekend, you know, we've got some fun plans coming up. I think we're gonna potentially go to the aviary. We got a local aviary that's really a good price, and the kids enjoy going there and being able to feed the birds, and they'll come out with fish and let you feed the pelicans, which is always fun. So I'm gonna let that rinse. What's gonna happen off camera, because this video is getting kind of long, I'm gonna clean up. I am going to rinse the alum block. I'm going to then apply some witch hazel, let that dry. The aftershave that I'm going to use, I think this is a good choice. Clubman Special Reserve. That's a good choice. We'll use that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Cadre, I hope you guys have an excellent weekend. Stay cool out there. Most everybody is hot, I think, right now, unless you're way up north. But even then, I've heard that they're having some unseasonably warm temps in areas, so stay cool. watch out for the humidity. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the weekend. Invite your friends to the cadre. Invite them to TSC. We're over 80 members now. We've had a couple more join this week. Let's get to 100. I hope it happens in the next couple weeks because they prefer in football season that you are clean shaven. Hint, hint, hint. Goatees are allowed, but there is a preference if you're clean shaven. So I usually shave for football season, but I am willing to start the season with it if you guys haven't got us to 100. So there's the shave. The alum is still stinging. I'm going to get that off. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on TSC, those of you that are here. Please sign up if you are just stumbling upon this. Come join in on the banter. It's a great, friendly place to be. It's a free membership, and it's a great place just to talk and enjoy friendly banter with other people that enjoy the hobby as much as you do. Again, www.theshavingcadre.com. Have a great weekend, everybody.